y'all. Today we're gonna watch why this island has 374,142 bunkers and likely more by Johnny Harris. I'm a Swiss VTuber and my basement is a bunker. And yeah, bunkers are everywhere. It's nice to see an outside perspective on our bunkers because I'm just so used to them, they're just normal. If you have any videos you want to watch me react to, mention them in the comments, but please don't post links, thank you. And if you want to help me with the algorithm, please click the like button and subscribe, thank you. And yeah, let's jump right in. When I was a kid, in the apartment building I lived in, the basement was a repurposed bunker. The building I live in now, the basement is a repurposed bunker. Basically, every apartment building has a bunker as basement. At least anything that's older than like 20 or 30 years old has a bunker in the basement because it was required by law to have bunkers. Now it's a bit more relaxed and just needs to have a bunker within walking distance. So usually the basement of like schools and government buildings and so on are bunkers now, obviously, but they're big bunkers. Like during like World War times, it was required for every building to have a bunker in the basement to hold all the inhabitants. Presence in the chat is real. Yes, it is. But when I was a kid and I, you know, noticed the big ass bunker door at the basement, I was like, what is that big ass door for? So I googled it and learned about the bunkers. Before we learned about the wars in fucking school. Because you know, a bunker door kind of stands out. A tiny bit stands out, you know. Actually, I could have just gone down to the basement, take a picture of the bunker door and posted that. And shut it off on stream right now, but I was lazy. Even though I have something I need to put down in the basement, but I forgot. Anyway. I love 𝗟𝗃. Yeah. Anyway, let's start watching. Also, if the audio is too quiet, please tell me. I want you guys to be able to hear the video. So I'm gonna turn on this. So just speaking foreign language. Peak subtitle. I love it when it happens, or when like subtitles are like speaks in Spanish. Bro, what are they saying though? I love this kind of subtitles.
There are bunkers everywhere in this country.
Nevertheless, their objective remains the total conquest of all Europe.
Cries in Spanish. Yeah, bunkers are hidden everywhere. You can just go on a random mountain hike and just find bunkers everywhere. Could be a bit louder. Okay.
I'm currently inside of the largest bunker in all of Switzerland. It is massive.
Ooh.
I mean, look at this place.
Yeah, the bunkers are crazy. I haven't been to an actual bunker, only to my basement bunkers. I like the basement bunkers. But yeah, I want to visit like the huge alpine bunkers because they're fucking impressive.
30,000 square meters of space, which is 300,000 square feet for those imperial people out there like me. And I'm hanging out with Eric, who currently owns the bunker.
This is where the crew was taking the showers.
It's just a normal, like, communal shower.
Showering 85 meters of rock above you.
Yeah.
They have the same quality as at a swimming pool. Or a school locker room.
One of the deepest showers in the world. He's been showing me.
Like, that's a good quality shower for a bunker.
Sleeping quarters bunkers and the hospital and the giant generators that have provided electricity for this place. From the outside, this thing does not look big at all.
Document 10. Well, after the war and like most bunkers are not in service anymore, they were just sold to people. Like people own the bunkers now. And they just use them for different things. Like I'm guessing the biggest bunker is now just used for tourism. And there's bunkers that are used for aging cheese or shooting ranges and all that shit. It's hella pog. A lot of them have also been repurposed to hotels. You can sleep in a bunker in Switzerland and it's a hotel. Also, some bunkers have been repurposed as secure server locations. Because Switzerland is like among the leading countries in cybersecurity, just because of the server locations, because they're somewhere hidden in the mountains. Like it's almost like secret ancient villain secret base level. It's crazy.
Wow.
You can find these stores everywhere, especially in the mountains.
Look at that. That is amazing. A reminder that every time you see a little door in the forest that goes into a bunker, it's probably a massive network of tunnels. 2 meters of concrete here at the entrance. You go inside of this door and you are let into a labyrinth of tunnels.
Look at this shit! That's a lot of digging! A fuck ton of digging! Like, this is a full-ass farmhouse as size comparison. These 3 dots are fucking farmhouses. Like, bro. This is massive!
And weaponry.
8 kilometers of walkways.
8 kilometers. The Paris Underground is huge, yeah. The French catacombs. But like, this is stuck into a mountain. Mountains are hard if you didn't know. Like, really hard.
Oh, and with the most gnarly doors you've ever seen in your life. They're quadruple.
Yeah, these are just basement doors to me. These are just my bunker basement doors. I could go down to my basement right now and take a picture of a door like that.
Fortified with huge slabs of concrete.
This is
Hey
like
guys, how
2
are
meters
you?
of concrete.
These people in our bunkers love it, yeah.
You sit behind there with a rifle and be able to protect the entrances.
Wow.
It is a little shoot hole where they could shoot people that enter the bunker, when enemies enter the bunker.
No one is getting into this bunker anytime soon. I went to Switzerland to hunt for bunkers.
Bro, this is so cool. This is just a literal modern fortress. This is just so cool.
Fortresses drilled impossibly deep into mountains and cliffs and villages hidden.
Wait.
Fortresses drilled impossibly deep into mountains and cliffs.
Yeah, these are all bunker windows. Those are bunker windows to shoot out of. Like, if you don't know to look for them, you don't see this shit. You just don't. Is it pretty much one-shine photos if you think about it? It is. It literally is.
And villages hidden from view but packing deadly power. Wow. So many bunkers. You don't have to look super hard to find them. They're
Yeah, like, again, if you just go on a walk or on a hike, you probably find like 5 bunkers on your way. It's crazy.
Everywhere. There's a bunker right here. Look at this. This is not a rock. This is a door. These little doors in the middle of the forest. So unassuming, so benign. But boy, if you knew what was inside. Let's be clear, this isn't normal. Most countries don't bore into mountains as their defense strategy.
But they should. Like, mountains are peak defensive terrain. We see that in Fire Emblem. That's why mountains give such a massive avoid bonus. There's a reason for that. Because mountains are hard to traverse. And you can just easily hide between rocks and shit. Like, if you dig into the mountains, nobody can fucking find you. Because who thinks to look for a fucking door in a mountain?
But Switzerland isn't like other countries.
When you live in Switzerland, you never really have a sense of threat. We're Switzerland, we're neutral, right? Nothing gonna happen to us.
There is a sense of threat. There absolutely is. I don't want to get too much into modern politics, but I am worried about where Germany is heading. And France as well. I'm very concerned about that. And if the push of the Green Party is successful to join the EU, Switzerland is just fucked. It's like Switzerland has been surrounded by fascist regimes like 2 times already. Like World War I and World War II. So yeah, we don't really need a third time, you know? That's all I'm saying. I don't want my country to be surrounded by fascists again.
So instead of forming alliances and sending troops, they dug. And the results are nearly 10,000 of these, scattered all throughout the country. And
yeah, Switzerland's idea of it's not to go to the offense, it's to go to the defense. Switzerland is a purely defensive military. Purely defensive. Which, you know, keeps the people actually alive. Not making any enemies, just minding our own fucking business.
And that is what I've been searching for. Okay, where are you, my bunkers? Where are you, my bunkers? I see something there.
Like, seriously, if you don't know where to look for it, you can barely see the bunkers here. It's not obvious now because of the shadows. But like, if the sun is in different position, you can't find this shit.
Down there.
It's
that
crazy.
Is not natural erosion on this.
And look, the fucking artillery door is made to look like a rock. Like, this is fucking awesome. Stealth 100. Absolutely.
This cliff, I keep looking for more and more, and I'm realizing there are too many for me to fly to. Like, there are dozens up there. This cliff is just riddled with little windows, totally primed and prepped to just light up this entire valley if there was an invading army from the north. Oh, and it's not just the mountains. I also discovered hundreds of thousands of bunkers dug under Swiss homes.
Yes, we had a yellow door too. We had exactly this kind of door with the yellow frame. Exactly this door was in my childhood home's basement. And then behind it is just a normal regular door. That's during the day. At night it will be visually impossible. Exactly. You have a green door? Hell yeah. But if you had a yellow door, I think the door in the basement I live in, of the building I live in now has just a normal gray door without any color.
A further expression of the Swiss habit of digging to remain neutral. The bunkers are at the center of a discussion that is heating up as the world becomes dangerous again.
Yeah. The world is getting more and more dangerous, especially in the neighboring countries. Especially France and Germany, and I guess UK too, but they're not neighboring countries. Like, if you are familiar with what's going on in Germany, you would be fucking worried too. Like, Germany is so fucked at the moment. And it's getting worse.
So Switzerland is once again debating what these bunkers mean to them, and what it means to be safe, secure, and neutral in a changing world.
We're only for the fucking intro. But yeah, I think a lot of the bunkers will get turned into proper bunkers again. Because also after World War II, a lot of bunkers have just been demolished. But I think they're gonna be rebuilt again. Because of how the world is turning, you definitely need it. Cow!
Okay, wait, before we continue this story, I need to tell you about today's sponsor as we look at the beautiful Swiss countryside. Today's sponsor
Dude, I love the
is
Swiss countryside.
NordVPN,
This is
which
why
a
I
long-time supporter of this channel, and I'm very
live in a
grateful for that.
fucking village.
I've been here in Switzerland traveling, and when I travel, my computer and all
And
of
yeah,
my
Nord
accounts kind of
sponsor.
freak out
I use
because they think
NordVPN to
I'm
watch
like
Japanese
someone
Netflix.
logging into all of my accounts from a different country, but it's really just me. So what I do is I click one button and I log on to NordVPN.
Hey, NordVPN,
and it
please
connects
sponsor me
to the
too.
internet via the United States. So all of my accounts work nicely. This is like a big deal if you've ever been in like the death loop of two-factor authentication, like can't send you a text message because you're in a different country. Anyway, that is
Yeah, that's fucking annoying.
just one use case.
Two-factor
NordVPN can be used
authentication.
for a million things.
Or
Not only
Google
can you
asking
connect to the
every single
internet, like,
time,
via the
hey,
UK and like watch like Netflix UK.
is
being
this
connected to
you?
the internet
When
is
you log
becoming
in
like
on the
a
same
minefield of different
fucking
threats,
phone you
whether
logged
it's,
in for like
phishing
10
or your
years.
password getting stolen or just like malicious trackers.
It's
the
so
internet is
annoying.
not as safe as it used to be. I love this because it just operates in the background. It's one button, you click it, it just does all the things. And right now they have a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you don't like it, you can get
Okay,
all your money
sure.
back within 30 days. So go click the link in my description. It's nordvpn.com/JohnnyHarris. Clicking that link helps support this channel, but it also gets you in on an exclusive deal that is happening right now where you get 4
I can
months
recommend
of
Nord. It's a really good
for
VPN.
free. Thank you, NordVPN, for sponsoring this video and making it possible for me to come here and make this in-depth piece on bunkers. It's like a dream come true. Okay, I'm gonna get back to the road. I'm on top of a mountain overlooking a stunning view, but I'm looking for a bunker up here. It's on the wall of this cliff. I think I need to fly the drone to find it, but it's raining. That's a problem. The fog's rolling and I gotta be quick. Okay, up on the side of this cliff. I know there's a bunker nearby. Oh God. Jesus.
That is dangerous, bro.
Come on. Okay.
When I was a kid, I once fell down one of these semi-cliffs and almost died. And doing this in the, like, I know it was a sunny day, so it wasn't slippery at all. I just, didn't pay attention where I stepped. And this one is climbing this shit down while it's raining and wet? Bro, that's fucking stupid!
That was too close.
Oh, the hidden ladder, hell yeah. You'll find a lot of hidden ladders in the mountains.
Alright, I think this is my takeoff point. Oh yeah, I see bunkers. I see bunkers.
There's bunkers.
Oh boy, just blending into the side of this mountain. Oh my God, look at this.
And a tree that also helps obscuring it.
I mean, just looking at these bunkers, you start to realize how incredibly ambitious of a feat this is to drill into the side of a cliff and decide to build an entire network of tunnels that are connected and well armed and strategically placed so that you can hit the targets you want to hit. Oh, look, there's another one. Oh my god, look at this.
They made a whole vision shield so nobody from the bottom can see the bunker. Because this has probably anti-air artillery. Probably. But they only need to shoot up so they can block this shit up with fake rocks. This is such genius design.
That is just at the base of this cliff. Oh my goodness. And it's hidden. The only reason I can see it is because I am above it. But if you're looking at it straight on, you don't see it. It blends in perfectly. Look at that. There's one.
Bro, this one here is also fake rocks. Bro,
Behind all
this
of
is
these
so
little facades.
awesome. Look at these fake walls. That shit goes so hard.
They're just guns that are hiding in the wall of this cliff. Okay, on to the next bunker. By the 1800s, the Swiss were really good at digging into mountains, building cable cars, trains. They got really good.
Digging is a big part of our culture. We are master diggers. Like, the biggest tunnel in Europe is in Switzerland, I think. Is the Gotthard still the biggest tunnel? I think it is. It's like... Was it 11 kilometers long? But yeah, it connects the north of the Alps to the south of the Alps. It's crazy.
And that prowess for digging became incredibly useful in the 1940s when their situation looked like this. Surrounded by fascist regimes that are quickly taking over Europe.
Yeah, that's what I said with the fascists surrounding Switzerland. Like, no other country had to deal with this. It's kind of crazy. It's at least for now. It's also the deepest traffic tunnel. Yeah. But like, fascism was everywhere around Switzerland.
Very effectively.
So we had to do proper defensive shit. Because offense was never an option ever. Ever.
These two allies, Italy and Germany, with Switzerland kind of sandwiched right in the middle. Neutral Switzerland wanted to stay out of the war, so they did whatever it took. But one of the major things they did when they wanted to stay neutral was they started digging.
Yeah. A lot and fucking of digging.
Into a literal giant fortress. Yes, you heard me right. They turned their mountains into a fortress. Or I guess technically, if you're a military nerd, a redoubt. Redoubt just means basically an impenetrable fortress that is dug into the ground. But redoubts usually look like this.
It is such a cool design, but it's so obvious that there's shit happening here. Like, this isn't subtle at all.
One fortress. Switzerland wanted to turn their entire Alpine region, which is like a huge part of their country, into a giant redoubt. I'm gonna explain to you the strategy in just a second, like what the thinking was here, because it's a little paradoxical and weird, and war is weird. But yeah, the point is here that they started digging and started creating what one historian has called the biggest fortress in Europe.
It probably still is.
I'm at the base of the Swiss Alps right now, and I'm in a village that is very Switzerland. It's got a lot of grass and cows and barns, but a few of these barns, like this one behind me, have a little secret inside.
Okay, this is just a typical Swiss village. The one I live in is a bit more urbanized. But when you go really countryside, this is your typical village. Like the plateau is pretty urbanized. Like the Swiss plateau is between the Ural Mountains and the Alps, which is where most people live. It's very urbanized. But if you go closer to the mountains, like if I live pretty close to the Ural Mountains. If I just went to like 2 or 3 villages over, it would look like this.
Wow. What? This gun is massive, has a range of 21 kilometers. And this is just one of 4 barn bunkers that are all connected to each other in this village.
Yeah, this is how it looks like. Like, the village I grew up in, which also had bunkers, they weren't connected within the bunkers, but they had a tunnel system underneath the whole, multi-apartment building system. So you could get from one bunker to another in like, I don't know, 1 minute.
They're going down here. So now we're in the tunnels. Oh my gosh, wow. So we're just walking under the green grass and the cows right now. Oh my goodness.
The grenades is 10.5 centimeter grenade. You have to use this shell for the explosion sexy, and the whole thing looks like that.
Oh, it's like a giant bullet.
Yeah, first the grenade in, and then the shell in. Shows to the people that they have to be quiet if they to protect all our army secrets. Normal people and the soldiers say, hey, shh, keep quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't leak where the bunkers and weapons are. I absolutely cannot leak that. Like, imagine if everyone just knew where the Swiss bunkers are and just bombed those places. We would be so fucking fucked.
All top secret.
Switzerland turning their country into a giant fortress was basically made possible because of these giant natural walls that they already have. If you're an invading army, you can't get a bunch of men over these mountains. But these walls had gates in them. Those gates are called mountain passes. And when you're not in wartime, mountain passes are actually really good. Do you see that bridge behind me? That bridge has been used for a long time to let people flow throughout this pass. But if you're Switzerland in 1942...
Yeah, basically every major bridge or tunnel was laid with bombs. So if Italy or Germany wanted to invade, their most convenient access points would have been bombed. Switzerland was prepared to completely close off the country with bombs. Which is so fucking based.
These gateways through the Alps that have been used for trade are now a liability. They're now a gateway for invading armies to come take over your country.
And these passes are just layered with bunkers and everything. Like genius design.
So this is where they focus their attention. All these choke points, all of these gateways to their mountains. The idea.
It's like in Fire Emblem when you fucking put your strongest defensive unit in front of the hallway.
Idea was, if the Italians start coming from that way, or the Germans start coming from that way, they can sit in their bunkers and blow the smithereens out of anyone coming up this pass. Because again, it's a choke point. No one can go anywhere else. You can't go over
Being my V terms, yeah, I do that a lot.
the mountains. You have to go through this pass.
Yeah, like, just put Larissa here. Like, what if you just put Larissa here? They won't ever pass through. And that's what the whole bunkers from the sides are. Jobs and Larissa and the bunkers are an orchard.
Alright, I'm down from the mountains for a little bit, and it's because I got invited to hang out with this guy. He's a retired Swiss historian who's freaking
I heard of
obsessed with
him.
maps of Switzerland. I've never felt so seen in my life.
I'm an artillery gunner. I did my basic training in a fortress. And then we went here, just for training, Zurich, in the pre-Alps.
He's showing me with this amazing 3D relief map what this fortress actually.
Dude, I want a 3D map of Switzerland. That would go so hard. When you actually see the elevation of the mountains and shit. I really want that.
actually looked like.
Here, in these high mountains, were several very, very important fortresses. Some here, there were old ones, and some modern new ones. Here, and even here, there are bunkers, and there is Toblerone. Do you understand?
Yeah, Toblerone are anti-tank barriers. Did you know that? I knew that. But did you know that? Also, that's what it yeah. And then I just use the Matterhorn for branding. But this is the inspiration. By the way, Cedric, are you Swiss? Just wondering.
Understand?
Yes, I saw the Toblerone on the
Toblerone! There is a last Toblerone. And also here is one. When France
It's right, hell
was
yeah!
defeated in the summer 1940, and Switzerland was surrounded by the Axis. This was let's say, an emergency solution.
Turgo, hell yeah! I'm Ben.
This was the redoubt.
Very Bernese.
Okay,
It is a bunker. Wait. I saw many pictures of this house as an example of Swiss bunkers. The windows are just painted on. I don't know if you can properly see it, but the windows are just painted on. They give the illusion that it's just a farmhouse. Like, who thinks of that? No other country thinks of that shit.
Okay, so I hike up to this Swiss house in the middle of the pass. Looks like just a normal
Oh, the
Swiss
𝗏𝗏
house.
pass,
Beautiful.
okay, yeah.
But you look closely and you see something. These windows aren't real windows.
Yeah.
Painted on. This thing is actually solid concrete.
These bunkers are beautiful. Yeah. Are we gonna do some tourism and visit some bunkers? How are you?
This is not a chalet. These are not like barn doors. Oh, wait, are they gonna let me do this? Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yep, that's where you shoot out of.
Look at this. Those are just little.
Dude, I
gun
love
holes.
bunkers so
Stick your gun through
much.
that.
They like peak Swiss engineering. Like the bunkers in the mountains, the ones disguised as farmhouses or barns.
Thing, and you
Like, this
can
is
shoot.
so good. The Swiss are like top tier in stealth.
Wow, look at that.
No other country is this fucking
house
subtle.
Is not just a house with some gun holes in it. It's actually a network of tunnels.
Of course it's a network.
Hey, check this out. I found a fake rock with a gun in it. I was looking at this rock and it looked a little weird, like a little
It's just a floating rock, guys. Nothing weird about it. It's just floating.
off up close. It looks like a real rock. It's not. Look under. Yep. Oh yeah. Boom! I see your secrets. I've looked at enough bunkers to know what the playbook is. Hide something either in a village or in a mountain, put a huge network of tunnels under it, and just point at the pass. And get ready to fire in case there's an invasion. But wait a minute, let's examine the logic here. Yeah, it's really cool to have mountains full of really protective bunkers. Really cool. But most people in Switzerland do not live in the mountains. Most people live up here on this flat plateau.
Is it gonna talk about the basement bunkers, which I've been rambling about the whole time? It's gonna talk about the fucking basement bunkers. But then most people live in the plateau or in Ticino, which is the Italian part, which is all the way south of the Alps. But then most people live in this strip, which is hilly but not mountainous.
And in the early 1940s, they were sitting ducks. The point here was not to protect the people directly, but rather to signal to Hitler and Mussolini that if they wanted to connect their two
Oh, is it gonna talk about the bridge and tunnel bombs?
empires, they would have to go through the Alps, and that would be incredibly costly and basically impossible.
No.
It's like using defense as the deterrent.
Yeah, defense is the best defense. Who would have thought? Like, if you show you have an unbeatable defense, why would anyone want to attack? It's just gonna be a total waste of resources.
Oh, and it worked. The Nazis had a plan all fleshed out to invade Switzerland, but they never did it. And yes, that is not just because of these bunkers. It is because Switzerland was letting the Nazis store money and stolen stuff in their banks, trading with them.
But it is the same with the Allies. I mean, wouldn't you do business with the Nazis if that means it leaves your people alone? Like, full serious? It's just a smart thing to do. Switzerland has bunker capacity of 107% of the population. Yeah. The thing is, now many bunkers have been repurposed as hotels, cheese aging, or shooting ranges or whatever. I can understand why. Yeah. Like, I know, I hear it a lot from Americans that were like, why didn't the Swiss fight? Bitch, we have 8 million people. What the fuck are the Swiss gonna do against the Nazis? That surround the entire country. Like, we're not just pincered by Germany and Italy. We're surrounded. I mean, the bunker can still fulfill the purpose still, right? Yeah, true. But it's just less space.
Etc. The bunkers were a part of the deterrent strategy, but the Swiss really pandered to the Nazis as another form of staying neutral. Something they hear a lot about, even, 70 years later.
Yeah, people still hate it. For the purposes, yes. Yeah. But, like, there's a lot of people who shit on Switzerland for not fighting in the war or having business with the Nazis. But, like, it was literally the only option to stay out of the war. Literally the single only option. Is either do business with the fascists and survive, or die fighting. Die fighting is only a good option in fucking movies.
I'm at a dam, and if my
Geography and she is crazy though, yeah.
is right, that big giant mountain behind me is actually a bunker. And away. I don't see anything. Wait a minute. Yes, I.
Yep, there's a hole right here. Right here.
What is that? What is that? I see you, big boy. You are a very well hidden gun. Wow, that thing blends in very nicely.
Mhm.
That as their fortress? Like, no one can fire back. Another hidden bunker, another successful drone flight. Nice job, drone. Let's get out of here. On to the next one.
Bullet jump scare, yeah.
Here there's a tunnel up there at the top of that mountain, that foggy, wet mountain. 3.5 kilometers. I can do this. Let's go.
Have a fun hike. Dude, I hate hiking so much. Especially like in the deep ups. Hiking is absolutely shit.
Recommended this bunker to me. I put a call out to ask Swiss people what bunkers I should go hunting for, and this is one of them.
I've been down to hike with precautions, of course, yeah. I just never want to hunt in the Alps again. If I go hiking, it's probably going to be the Jura Mountains. First, it's closer to me, and second, it's way easier. Also, there are many bunkers you can just walk into it because they're not in use anymore.
So yeah, Hitler never invaded, Switzerland stayed neutral in the war, but eventually the Swiss government was like, why are we paying for a bunch of bunkers that we designed for Hitler? So they decided to decommission them. A lot of them are totally abandoned. But then you have private buyers, people who have bought them to turn them into...
That's what I said. Some people just bought the bunkers and repurposed them. Like, there's still a lot of bunkers in use. For self-defense, of course. But a lot of them have been repurposed or abandoned. When you go to Switzerland, please don't hike alone. Yeah, absolutely not. Never hike alone. It's dangerous. Because not just because the terrain can sometimes be a pain in the ass. But if something happens, nobody's gonna fucking find you. Also, there's a large issue with rock slides happening every now and then. Mudslides and rock slides. And shit like that. I do just need another person. At least one.
into whatever they want. A lot of these are museums or are owned by like military
Too many people have died while hanging alone. Yeah, exactly.
organizations that want to preserve the history. But some people get really creative with these bunkers. Like people are growing mushrooms.
A mushroom growth bunker! Trying to get some shrooms in a fucking bunker. Perhaps use rock slides.
And fermenting cheese in them. Or perhaps my favorite use, the place I slept last night.
Always saw pictures of this hotel. I want to sleep in this hotel, but it's expensive. I really want to go to this hotel.
This is my hotel tonight. I booked this hotel because I'm making a story about bunkers, and so I was like, I have to stay in the bunker hotel. I had no idea it was gonna be this. This is a full-blown...
I don't remember the price exactly, but it is expensive. Bunker hotels are really expensive because they themselves are the attraction, right? They can charge extra much, and Swiss hotels already are very expensive.
Deep in the mountain bunker, there's dripping water everywhere. Original ladders. This place is nuts.
I really like the lighting they put in.
Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna go get...
Tourists trapped to a big degree. I mean, to close the door, you are literally trapped in a tourist attraction. You're going to a different country, it's gonna be the food. Yeah, food good, eh? Food very good, eh?
In this bunker, there's like a restaurant in it. I go in there.
This is just a normal modern restaurant. This is just a regular ass restaurant in a cave. That is so cool. I want to eat there. Like, no other restaurant ever you get this weird ass view. Like, this is crazy.
What is happening?
This is a scenic view and as you count the inside of a mountain as scenic. I mean, it's definitely unique and an experience. And you know, since the hotel is in a mountain, you can just go out and enjoy the mountains and get a scenic view there. You're just sitting in your diner and suddenly, and yeah, yes, for the 3 years suddenly happens. Bro, what? Like, this is probably just right outside of the hotel.
Switzerland is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. This small country, surrounded by powerful nations, has been able to remain neutral for the past 150 years. 150 years.
150 years? That is 5 times my lifetime. That's kind of crazy.
And I'm back in the city. And I need to tell you the next part of the story because this is where it becomes relevant to today.
The Swiss people have always been ready to protect their country.
After the bunker
It was active from a very old video, yeah.
digging strategy worked in World War II to keep Switzerland neutral, they kind of latched onto the idea. Digging bunkers worked, and they weren't gonna stop doing it. But the Nazi threat went away and was replaced with a new threat.
But Germans proclaimed surrender, totally crushed. Fighting ceases after nearly 6 years. Correspondent story of sending out the rains.
One that would not be deterred by turning your mountains into a giant fortress.
That signal means to stop whatever you are doing and get to the nearest safe place fast.
It is called a Cold War because armed forces, although used as a threat, are rarely unleashed.
While the rest of the world was busy making alliances and arming themselves, the Swiss turned to their good old strategy of digging. But instead of focusing on the mountains, they turned to the city. I've been hanging out with Robin, a Swiss journalist, who's been showing me around the non-mountain version of Swiss bunkers.
Basement bunkers! Zombie apocalypse, even though it is set in Switzerland. Yeah. Like, I don't know if zombies could even get into the mountains or on the mountains because the terrain is so bad. Even they'll begin to dig. Yeah, exactly. Master diggers.
So this is like a normal basement, usually in a Swiss house, and then behind here, you mostly have this thick door.
Basement bunkers.
So it's just a regular cellar. What we do as Swiss people, we store, you know, golf clubs. We store skis, wine, but of course, you know, with a special window, with a special filter. So we close this.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
Like this.
Yep. Wow.
And then like this.
It's gotta be funny that, like, American comes to town and is like, look at these bunkers, and you're just like,
no, John, it's just a cellar.
That's what I'm saying. To me, bunkers are just basements.
it's a cellar, like there's nothing special. And I'm like, but the door is so thick. So you're Switzerland in the 1950s, your big alpine fortress digging bunkers thing worked, and you're like, let's make everyone have a bunker in their house so that we can be protected against.
I'm gonna close the door of my bunker. I never thought about closing the door because I'm scared I can't get it open again. That's the only reason why I never touched the door ever. Too scared I can't open it anymore. And then just starve to death in the basement.
Nuclear apocalypse. Okay, cool idea in theory. In practice, incredible.
It sounds like a luxury. I don't even that expensive. I mean, nowadays Switzerland isn't that expensive considering how bad the housing crisis is. Like, it's at this point, it's cheaper to live in Switzerland than in some American cities. Like, it's wild.
Incredibly impractical and very expensive. So they did what they do for just about everything in Switzerland. They put it to a vote.
Yeah, for those who don't know, in Switzerland, you get to vote on pretty much everything. not just electing a person, but vote on actual policies. But then the American strategy of spreading things out, yeah, which is inefficient and drains money. Like, when America builds a new suburb, it's just there to pay for the old suburb. And the circle just continues like that. It's so stupid. The thing is with America, they don't have mixed use zoning. For those of you who know what zoning is, for those of you who don't, zoning is basically what is allowed to be built, like industry zone, single family home zone, and so on, commercial zone or whatever. Basically, what you can do in city skylines, right? And for America, mixed use is just not a thing. While in Europe, it's basically the only thing you can build. Really, the only thing we do in Europe is keep industry out of livable areas. Basically, we just keep industry very out of everything. But aside from that, it's just mixed use everywhere. So I got a big beef with that. It is so spread out to use too much on cars, yeah. All hell mixed use, exactly. Like, that's a thing. Like, American suburbs are so spread out. Not even public transit is really an option. It's the thing. Because you would need a bus stop at like every other street, right? But everyone has a car already anyway. So it's, you can't really implement like public transit in American suburbs, which is stupid. You can only really do it at like strip malls and shit. Energy zones are out of city zones for sure, yeah.
And so in the 60s, they decreed bunkers as a right.
Yeah, bunkers are a human right in Switzerland. We went that far with it. Bunkers are a human right. Tell me any other country that is that obsessed with safety. The place I work is right next to the kindergarten, nice. My apartment building is on the edge of town, so more just livable areas. Like, I'm a 5-minute walk away from the grocery store. But yeah, I know that place is bunkers. Yeah, but that's bunkers for a different reason. It's because the dictator was fucking paranoid as shit. I guess you could call this paranoid as well. This is crazy political kind. But yeah, having bunkers as a human right is fucking base as hell.
They actually lined out exactly how to build bunkers. They required everyone to build them, either retroactively or in their new buildings. And the Swiss government would pay like 70% of the cost for these bunkers. The people would be protected using the same strategy that they've always...
Paranoid saves lives, exactly. Like, the Albania bunkers are very different because they were small, very small bunkers. Definitely didn't hold the entire population. I need to look more into the Albania situation, but it's very different.
always used.
It was a Cold War. It wasn't paranoid.
Digging holes.
Fair.
So I went to the factory of a company that makes bunkers, the beds and the dry toilets and the air ventilation. I feel like I'm wandering through the IKEA for bomb shelters. And perhaps my favorite, these giant doors.
Dude, I love bunker doors. I never used one, but they look so cool. Like a door as thick as your head. Like, that is just cool in general. I rock a bunker with Americans to be greedy. I know
Oh my
it.
god, these
Yeah.
giant doors.
I don't know how expensive it is to build a bunker, but it is expensive because, you know, underground building is in general very expensive because you have to dig out the space you need.
Fallen in love with these doors. I don't know why. They're just large. They're really fun to like push and pull, and they're just kind of cartoonish because they're so freaking thick. Oh my god.
Yeah, they're just fun.
Look at that door. Oh my god. Look at this thing.
If only we had a Minecraft shovel, true.
Oh yeah. Wow.
It's nothing.
This is nothing special.
No, no.
Oh, and they always
It is
have,
anything
like,
special, but they're so
this
cool.
yellow wrench that I've like become very attached to, like the yellow wrench. Oh, you see a yellow wrench and like there's a bunker. It's like safety or something. I don't know. Can I buy one of these as a souvenir? I've wanted one forever. Oh, oh my goodness. I have a yellow wrench. I've always wanted one.
Did Zurich Airport took it away from me? No! See, and this is why Zurich is a fucking shithole. Let him have his yellow wrench! What is wrong with the yellow wrench? Fuck Zurich Airport, I'm flying from Geneva now.
Thank you. The bunker industry's been slowing down since the end of the Cold War for obvious reasons, and it's no longer required by the building code for new houses to have a bunker.
Yeah, they relaxed on it because there's already so many fucking bunkers.
But unfortunately, the Swiss bunker is now getting a new wave of attention.
In Europa Krieg herrscht. Dieser Tag fühlt sich für mich weiterhin wie ein Albtraum an.
As the assault closes in on
Yeah, the Russia-Ukraine situation could escalate into World War III. And this is a general concern of me and my bestie. We talked about it when the whole Zelensky-Trump drama happened. Like that it could actually cause World War III. Like Zelensky's behavior. And I don't want to get too much into that. Like if World War III breaks out, we are fucked. Europe is absolutely fucked if World War III breaks out. Because Russia is that powerful.
Kiev, 2.5 million civilians are suddenly on the front line.
Putin's invasion of Ukraine is changing everything. The fear
Also remind that this video is 2 years old. So he doesn't know about recent developments.
and the risk of having to use a bunker like this is increasing.
It's crazy. I mean, when the war started, I got phone calls and emails daily. Interestingly, mainly from Germans. 90% of Germans who would call. In Switzerland, we have 11 million, more than we have people underground nuclear shelters. In Germany, there's zero. So I got.
Wait, Germany has no bunkers at all? What? Not a single fucking bunker? I'm gonna double check that. Don't underestimate Europe. No, Europe is fucked. Completely honest, Europe is fucked. Europe will put up a good fight, but it's absolutely fucked. Okay, wait. German bunker count. I'm gonna Google it right now. Germany has 579 bunkers currently designated as public shelters. What? Okay, wait, current status, more accurate. Only 579 out of the 2,000 bunkers built during the Cold War remain designated as public shelters, according to DW. These 579 bunkers can accommodate approximately 480,000 people. That's nothing! Wait, Germany population. They have 83 million people. Holy shit! Okay, if war breaks out, Germany is fucking fucked. Holy shit. That's crazy. No wonder Germans ask Switzerland about the bunkers. Okay, I expect a few bunkers during the regime with Mr. Messerschmitt. Yeah. You would expect Hitler to build some bunkers, right? Maybe he was so confident in his power that he thought nobody's gonna attack us, we're just gonna attack everyone else. Maybe that was his logic because he was so overly confident. But during the Cold War, they only built 2,000 bunkers over the Cold War. Dude! And maybe a fourth of them is available to the public as shelters. Bro! And the rest is for military. Dude, Germany is so fucked if Russia ever reaches a border. Like, goddamn. Germany is so fucked. Bro.
Daily from people from Germany can I rent a room here, no?
Die Ukraine, das ist 26. Februar, irgendwo dort, ja. Das ist
This dude speaks Zürich dialect, by the way.
bei uns ab wie eine Rakete, das kann ich sagen. Wir sind überrollt worden mit Anfragen. Dieses Jahr im März mehr strukturmäßig mehr verkauft als letztes Jahr, das ganze Jahr. Das ganze Jahr, ja. Das ist vom.
We shouldn't bet only the rich will somehow only get in there. Of course they will. Because they probably own the bunkers.
Und das ist halt die Auswirkungen vom Ukraine-Krieg.
People are thinking about their bunkers again. The government is inspecting them, making sure they have enough.
Honestly, I'm not worried about having to use my bunker. I'm worried about how boring it will be. Also, like, the basement bunker in my building is enough to hold all the inhabitants of my apartment building. Like, my apartment building has 6 apartments. But the thing is, I don't know any of them. And if I have to hide in my bunker with them, bro, my anxiety is gonna kill me. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm in a giant neighborhood bunker that is for anyone on this neighborhood block to come to in case of an emergency. It's fully decked out as expected, and it even has a full-blown operating room and a room for dead bodies.
You gotta have a morgue for this shit. Because you don't know how long you'll be in there, there will also be some conflict between the people that could escalate in worst case scenario. Like, you need a place for the dead people. I got my Switch game log, even my DS and 3DS badge. We can prevail in terms of not getting bored. But do you store all of them in a bunker is the question.
Like, that's what that is back then.
Yeah, Leichen, German word for corpse. So look at the EMP, yeah, that's also a thing. Your electronics could just not work. I could compared to waiting out a tornado. But you probably don't get those. Yeah, the worst natural disasters we get are rock slides and flooding. Like, if it rains too much, all the rain that drops on the Alps flows down into the rivers and lakes, which causes a lot of flooding every now and then. And it gets worse because of global warming because glaciers are melting. Also, we had an earthquake once, like 10 years ago, that I remember. But no, we don't really get natural stuff, natural disasters.
This invasion of Ukraine changed everything for a lot of places in the world. But here in Switzerland, it didn't only change how people think about bunkers and physical safety, but it also kicked off a debate about the complex topic of Swiss neutrality.
Yes, Swiss neutrality is in discussion. And I want us to just stay neutral. I don't want Switzerland to be allying with anyone. Because you make friends with people, you make enemies of the other. And like, Switzerland is fucking based with the bunkers and self-defense and all that shit. But we're still a small country. And the weapons nowadays are crazy. So I just want us to mind our own business.
The Swiss government says it is adopting the EU sanctions package on Russia.
I hate this, by the way. I fucking hate the Russia sanctions because my thumbnail artist is Russian. And I can't really pay her. It's so fucking annoying. It's the fucking worst. Like, I was worried I had to consider getting a new artist because of the sanctions. Because artist lived in Brazil until recently when she had to move back to Russia. And now I have to help her figure out how she can get money from her Brazilian PayPal account. It's bullshit, bro. Like, what is preventing paying random ass civilians gonna do to Russian government? Like, what is that gonna do? That does nothing. It does literally nothing. It just makes life harder for the people who don't even fight in the war. Like, what is preventing me from paying my basement-dwelling artists in Russia gonna do against the war, or against Russia, or against anything? It does literally nothing. It's like most Russians aren't even fan of the war either. But who cares about that, right? They likely don't even want the war in first. Yeah. Like, most Russians do not want to conquer Ukraine. And I'm sure a lot of soldiers don't either, but they have to because they're in the fucking military. It's just Putin was super obsessed with reconquering the USSR. And he just had a golden opportunity to attack Ukraine. Because Ukraine is rich in resources and, you know, I don't know if you heard about it, but the whole Biden statement didn't help. Not saying it's Biden's fault, but his statement didn't help at all. Probably made it worse. But also don't know, when Biden was still president of the US, he was like, if Russia has a minor incursion into Ukraine, it isn't that bad. It's paraphrasing, of course, but that is what he said. Is it if Russia has a minor incursion into Ukraine, America won't do shit. Basically. So Putin did the minor incursion, and America did nothing. Who would have thunk? Trump is in office since like 2 months. And the peace deal is almost happening. Like, bro. Reminder, they returned the nuclear supplies to Russia. Exchange for peace or something like that. They just want the presidents to duel by themselves instead of the people. Yeah. But like Biden's statement didn't help. I need to do sanctions. Also, by the way, that's a very common issue that Switzerland just follows the lead of the EU in international politics. And it's so annoying. Like, Switzerland says we're neutral, but we are pretty much the bitch of the EU. To some degree. Like, when it comes to international policies, we are absolutely the EU's bitch.
That's a huge move.
This is Switzerland, who, may I remind you, did not take a side when it came to Hitler.
Bro, fuck that shit! No! What is that shit?
This is Switzerland, who, may I remind
Who is this fucker? Fucking late night talk show host. Number 567. Shut the fuck up! Dude! Stephen Colbert. Dude, fuck this guy! Also, Reggie, thank you so much for the thumbnail art. Thank you!
remind you?
Didn't take a side when it came to Hitler. Yes, its side was neutrality! That is a side! Streaming beefing with talk show host base. That guy's an ass. Let me hear for late night hosts dipping more into politics. Like, he can talk shit. America's a big-ass country with one of the strongest armies in the world across the fucking ocean. Switzerland is a tiny-ass nation with 8 million people surrounded by fascism. How would taking a side be smart at all? Dude! There was no other option. Fucking Americans, dude! I fucking hate Americans! I mean, these kind of makes. If you're an American who subscribe to my channels, you're fucking awesome. But my god, is this bitch stupid? Holy shit! Fucking talk show hosts are not allowed to have opinions. Change my fucking mind. That put strain on my fucking throat. I rarely get loud. But this pisses me the fuck off. I talked about this in another reaction. Like in the History of Switzerland video. America. Or the UK, I don't remember. Both are the same, honestly. The Allies bombed Switzerland on 2 or 3 occasions on accident. They bombed Schaffhausen and Zurich that I know of. The Allies went to go guys eat it. At least to Switzerland. To some degree, in my opinion. They can't accidentally bomb Schaffhausen and Zurich. They'd be like, why don't they ally with us? Run it! someone who kicks you in the balls. Like, dude! What a fucking dickhead!
You did not take a side when it came to Hitler.
Ich freue mich, dass wir bei dieser Aggression seitens Russlands endlich klar sind und dass wir sagen, so geht das nicht mehr.
Aber es glaubt uns niemand mehr und deshalb braucht es eben diese immerwährende Neutralität.
Swiss President Ignacio Cassis said extraordinary times called.
He's a president more. For those who don't know, Switzerland has a new president every year, which I learned recently. I'm 30 years old. I lived in Switzerland my entire life. I didn't know until like last year that we actually have a president. I didn't know that until last year. Yeah, every year we have a new president. Like I said, high school joke that says everything was a prank, bro. Yeah.
For extraordinary measures.
Joining in on sanctions for a lot of people is a massive violation of the thing that has kept them neutral.
It is a violation of neutrality. It absolutely is. Putting up sanctions is Switzerland taking a side. It's a betrayal of Swiss neutrality. The president only represents Switzerland. And to some degree they also represent Liechtenstein, at least when it comes to the UN and shit.
And peaceful for like 200 years.
Die Schweiz muss neutral bleiben, das heißt, sie kann nicht in ein Militärbündnis gehen.
Yes, this. Also, we don't really have a military, we have a militia. We do have military, but it's mostly militia. Which is made for self-defense.
Several parties saying, well, you know, we should be more flexible, more traditional parties saying, well, you know, neutrality means not doing anything.
Yes, neutrality means not doing anything. Absolutely. You can have an opinion. And shit. But don't take a fucking side. Like, you can be publicly like, oh, Switzerland thinks Putin is stinky. But don't actually do an action about it. Because that's betrayal of neutrality.
Not joining any party, not helping anything, but rather, you know, offer Friedensgespräche.
Peace talks, yeah, Friedensgespräche. Like, Switzerland is big in diplomacy, like international diplomacy. I was expecting a 𝗍𝗶𝗱𝗲𝗃 my funny Swiss bunker video. I mean, the video isn't funny, it's very serious. I'm the funny part about this. At what point do we take a side? When we get in danger. I just want us to mind our own business. Because if we mind our own business, nobody minds our business. At least that's my stance on neutrality. Whatever it takes to keep our people safe.
I don't know how you say.
Now we took over the sanctions from the EU, which basically makes us a war party.
Yeah, that's what I said. Putting sanctions on Russia is a betrayal of neutrality. It is. Because now Russia has a reason if they ever march further into Europe. They have a reason now to threaten Switzerland. That's just a fact. We lost neutrality in the eyes of Russia. So if Russia ever marches further into Europe, we are fucked.
I don't like it. I don't think it's right.
If you're from a country that isn't obsessively neutral, you're kind of like, dude, you gotta take a stand.
No. This is a mentality that pisses me off so much. About you gotta take a stand. You don't. You never need to take a stance. You never do it. Sometimes you, like... You can just mind your own fucking business. I don't mean that related to war. In war, you sometimes have to take a side. You just do it. Like, for example, with the EU countries, they have to work together and defend each other or whatever. But like when it comes to irrelevant shit, you never have to take a stance. I used to have that stance anymore, not after hearing why neutrality matters. Yeah. And like, you don't need to have an opinion on every single issue ever. This is mainly a PSA at Twitter, by the way. It's okay to just not have an opinion, to be neutral, to be, in quotation marks, a fence sitter. It's totally fair and valid. We need a buffer zone, and a buffer zone is neutrality. That goes for everything. Like, even some totally random shit. Like, let's take as an example the fucking Nintendo drama, right? The only sides we hear are the ones who want Nintendo to fucking burn, and the other side who gobbles Nintendo cock. But I'm taking a pretty neutral stance with, oh, the price was gonna go up anyway, it's the same price as PS5 stuff, and all that shit. I still don't like it, but I'm accepting it. Like, neutrality is so important. And you are never forced to take a stance. Unless it's a life and death scenario. Which is when I say, like, Swiss neutrality stops when we are in danger. Because then it's about self-defense and self-preservation. When Nintendo says sorry, that's all. That's valid. Like, there's so many things where people have an opinion or a stance, where they just don't have enough info to take a proper stance. Like, if you're not informed enough, don't take a fucking stance. I mean, neutrality only works if the opposing side respects it, and Putin is known to break contract. Yeah, that was probably a bad example. Like, sanctions only put a target on our back, is what I'm saying. Like, neutrality works until we are in danger.
But here, they think differently about the right side and the cost of choosing a side in conflict.
The right side is always the one that keeps your people safe. It's that simple. That should always be the only option you choose. Whatever keeps your people and your country safe. Which I know is controversial in our globalized society. But people need to relearn to mind their own fucking business. And that includes, like, countries minding their own fucking business. At least that's my opinion. Like, it would be scary if everyone was only on one side for everything. I'm gonna see that happening, for example, in Germany, where the left political parties are out of control. Because everyone is so scared to vote right. because of history. Like as an example, same is happening in the UK and France as well. That the left has been in power so long that they're out of control and they're actually turning into fascists. Because everyone is on the same side. But I don't want to get too much into politics.
Or more importantly, the benefit of not choosing a side.
I think the Swiss, the people themselves want neutrality, but we never know. I mean, you know, the majority rules. You know, it's democracy.
Left-handed, am I cooked? Yes, you are.
Okay, well, that's it. That is my journey. I have to say, this story left a bit of an impression on me. I came here thinking I was going to go hiking around and stumble upon some abandoned bunkers in the forest. But as I dug into this, I found myself understanding Switzerland in a new way. This place where the people didn't colonize other countries, but stayed here, digging in their mountains so obsessively to defend their ideas about neutrality. A neutrality that is finding new meaning in a changing world. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for the video. But yeah, I just want Switzerland to stay neutral and stay out of things that don't concern us. Like, even if you're neutral, Switzerland is always part of like peace talks or whatever. And like Swiss special forces help evacuate civilians of war zones and shit. Like, we do take part in world events, but in a more neutral way. Just trying to make peace and save civilians who have nothing to do with anything. Imagine all the 3 AM challenge videos you can do in Switzerland bunkers. True.
I filmed so much more than was put into this video. Boy, the work has just begun. It's kind of scaring me right now.
Is it gonna plug his
It's
Patreon?
kinda broken, it's not as good, and I used to hear a lot about the American. This is what it takes to get a bunker. Oh, okay, I gotta go find that drone. Like, it's almost a travesty. So much so that I'm finally done not doing behind the scenes. I'm gonna start putting a bunch of BTS up on Patreon.
Called it.
That I turn to for support.
Gotta plug your Patreon.
Deeper, more factually correct journalism that is expensive and time consuming. So over on Patreon, I'm gonna start to publish behind the scene vlogs or show you how all this stuff is made. I'm also gonna publish a full version of this tour that I did through Eric's bunker. It's way longer and way cooler than like the 2 seconds I was able to put in this video. And going forward, I will be doing behind the scenes stuff from the studio and from my other travels, so that you can see how this is made. You've been asking for it for a long time. I've been resisting for some reason. I'm done resisting. Go become a
But yeah,
patron
my
and
political
support
stance just
independent journalism.
be
If you wanna
neutral
support in
as
other
much
ways,
as possible.
There's LUTs and presets that are in the description. And thank you, Switzerland, for another amazing trip. I'll see you soon.
That is my entire stance on politics. Just stay out of things unless it concerns us directly. That's why, for example, I don't vote. I only vote if it's something that directly concerns me. Like if it's something about, oh, we want to make it worse or better for disabled people because I have EFAO, which is disability pay. Or if it's like something that concerns my close friends, like when it comes to LGBTQ rights because my best friend is trans and shit like that. You know, if it's something that directly concerns me, I vote. But otherwise, I don't take a stance. I think the last time I voted was when it was about gay marriage. because, you know, I like women. That's the last time I voted, and that's a few years ago. Also, yes, Switzerland has gay marriage. Like, I think every canton had majority yes to gay marriage. Like, Switzerland is super biased. But if it's something that doesn't concern me, I just stay out of it. I want to be better about that too when it comes to online stuff. Just, you know, share my opinions, but don't take a stance. Because taking a stance puts you in a box. And that box will alienate people. And my job as a YouTuber is just to bring fun to people. And taking a stance on everything isn't fun. For me or for you. The only sort of stance I take is being neutral is biased, being offensive is biased. You don't have to take a stance on anything. That's a lesson you should take out of this video. That taking a stance on everything is cringe.